Now it's recording. All right. So thanks a lot for all of you for joining the Catawba Valley Community College Small Business Center webinar. Suzanne does these webinars on lots of topics that are related to businesses, startups, small businesses, because there's a lot of knowledge out there across all of the folks that help Suzanne at CVCC. And so you should pay attention to the website, pay attention to any messaging you get from Suzanne, because there may very well be way more webinars or even live meetings that you may want to come to keep learning and growing. So this conversation is about mastering Google Workspace for business. And so for those who don't know me, my primary business is I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I've been teaching LinkedIn as a business tool since 2009. But I started using Google Workspace in 2007. And back then it was called, I think it was called Google Business, or then it became Google Suite, and now it's Google Workplace or Workspace. Ooh, I have a type of this, Workspace. I've helped companies, lots of different companies. My biggest one was a 500 employee company switch from Microsoft Exchange to Google Business. And I use Google Workspace across everything I do, and I'll share that with you as we talk about it. I've integrated the use of many areas of Google Workspace into my business and connected it with lots of different applications. It really makes my business easier to run. What is Google Workspace? And I apologize for the dumb typo. I don't know. I must have copied and pasted that all because I put it right there. Look, it's a collection of tools. It's not just email. It's not just calendar. It's not just Drive and Google Docs. It's way more than that. And when you discover what it can do for you and you start getting good at it, you'll find that it can be a very powerful business tool. For a small company, we're 2 people, sometimes 3. Again, I have companies of 500 plus who I've helped use it. By the way, all small businesses, any business needs to have a Google My Business page. But Gmail is the email client. Drive is where you store your documents. Docs is equivalent to Word, Microsoft Word. Sheets is like Excel. Slides is like PowerPoint. Calendar, oh my God, I live and die by my calendar. Integrate it with lots of places. I don't use chat a lot, but it could be very useful for a business with 2 or 3 or 4 employees who work together and interface with each other. Chat could be very useful. Meet is a good tool. It's actually come a long way. It's comparable in some respects to what we're using right here, which is Cisco's tool or Zoom or Microsoft Teams. Sites is a really basic website builder, really basic. I've experimented with it. I don't have a lot of time to do websites, so I don't use it. And I live and die by my contacts. Everybody I've met, every business card I get goes into my Google contacts. And by the way, I won't go into it, but there's a ton of other things out there. I mean, besides groups and YouTubes and maps, which I use groups, YouTubes and maps, I use photos, I use forms, I use Translate all the time, and I use the admin tool to manage my domain. And there's even more out there that may be something out there that will align with what you need in your business. Where can I use it? Put it on your computer. Put it on your laptop. Put it on any device, Microsoft computer, put it on a Chromebook, put it on an Apple device, put it on your cell phones, any kind of cell phone, put it on any kind of tablet, your device, put it on your desktop. It's 100% device agnostic because for the most part, it runs in a web browser. Now, there are apps I have, let's see, on my iPhone and iPad, I have all of the Google apps, but I can get to all of it in Chrome. You can use Windows Edge or Firefox or Safari. I recommend that on your desktop or your laptop, you run it all in your Chrome browser. It is way easier, especially since Chrome is such a sophisticated tool. Really easy for you to have even multiple Google Workspace or multiple Gmail accounts on one Chrome browser. Really pretty cool to use. Again, ask me any questions. How do we get started? Go to workspace.google.com or just Google Workspace. It's that easy. And you say click get started now, and you can start building your own domain. If you're not comfortable doing it, you may want to go ahead and get started. Start at the $6 a month per user. And when you click get started, it'll walk you through the process. Google support will help you in a lot of ways to make this happen. They may not want, you're going to have to connect an email address, a domain. For me, it's Burris Consulting. They may not want to log into your domain management site, but the steps are really pretty easy. If you're not comfortable doing it, I guarantee you know people who would help you do that. Maybe even your website domain manager could help you, because it's pretty easy to do. And again, $6 a head per month. I'm grandfathered in at a $5 a month account, and I have 5 email addresses on my domain. And you pay more really for more data. It starts at the $6 a month, gives you 30 gigabytes of storage per user. That's a lot of space when you manage it appropriately. And then you could go to business, gives you 2 terabytes, and your business plus is 5. And you can go to enterprise level, and enterprise level lets you share storage, and it's even more bizarre than that. Ask me any questions in chat. I'll be happy to help you. Look, I put this on here because I feel I'm obligated to remind every single person that I coach to use some software as a service, which is software as a service, cloud-based solutions. You better read the privacy statements. You better read the terms and services. The worst thing in the world you could do is not read this stuff and then realize, oh, I didn't know that. You need to know it. I have no concerns about using Google Workspace for my business and for my personal use at all. But I recommend you read these statements. Here's the big 5 pieces. The big 5. Email. I mean, most people think of Gmail as send and receive email. Oh my God, it's way more than that. This is way more than just simply send and receive email. I mean, you can queue up emails to send out later. You can put trackers on your email so you know when they were read. You can create custom signatures. You can create rules to forward emails to other people, and rules that say when you get an email, and automatically do this with it, dump it in the trash or forward it to someone or label it and put it in groups. It's really pretty sophisticated email client. Calendar. I've already told you I live and die by my calendar. I do die by my calendar. If I forget to put something on my calendar, that is a cardinal sin in my life, because my calendar helps keep me in track. I don't do a to-do thing. I don't use a task list. If it's something that's important to do, it goes on my calendar. Kelly?
It's Tammy. Let me ask you something here. I'm sorry. Was Kelly speaking also?
I went.
That's okay. I had my hand up. That's why he said.
Go ahead, Tammy. I'll come to Kelly in a moment.
I'm sorry. I work at a Christian ministry, a nonprofit organization, and somebody that just came to work here that worked at another nonprofit previously. We have our clients come in, and right now we're using the old paper on the clipboard. We're putting, the client down, what they're here for, the time they got here, and then whenever a case manager gets ready, they come up and sign that client out. She said where she came from, they used something online, and she thought it was through Google, that way the receptionist could enter the client when they got there, it stamped it, and then the case manager everybody could see that it was there. They would actually assign that client to their self at that point. It would date stamp that. Was that through calendar the way they did that, or did
Probably
you know?
not. So, Tammy, hang on. When we get to Google Sheets and talk about forms, I may show you something that inspires you.
Okay, because she said then even at the end of the month they could go back and run the reports off of it. So I need a way to do that and get rid of our paper and clipboard we got. So
I'm with you. When I get to Google Forms, I may show you something that aligns with what you're thinking about.
okay, thank you.
Kelly, you had a question?
I do. Is there a way to take an email and put it on a calendar? Like I get an email from somebody who says we're gonna, how are you? Let's meet on Saturday, or let's meet. And so I've got this email that I want to turn the email into an appointment, not like
Not copy and paste, just automatically put it there.
yeah. I don't want to. I don't like the email is in itself the information I want at my appointment.
I got a note when I go live. We'll look at that.
Okay. Thank you.
After these quick slides, I'm gonna go live and look at it. So
thank you.
Here's number three. Number three is Google Drive. I used to be a Microsoft shop. I paid $250 a month or $250 a year for Microsoft for Word, Excel, PowerPoint for my wife's computer and for my computer. And when I started using Google Workspace, I got rid of Microsoft. I do not use Excel. I do not use PowerPoint. I do not use Word. I got rid of it. Now, don't misunderstand me. My business is diverse enough that every now and then I get a Word document. But where I can, I upload that Word document and convert it to a Google Docs document and put it in my Google Drive, and I work it as a Google Doc. I do not need the sophistication of PowerPoint and Word and a lot of the sophistication of Excel for what I need to do. I think most of us don't need all that sophistication. And even if we don't, Google Docs / Google Drives every month gets a little better, adds a few more features. It is pretty feature rich to be able to do what we need to have done. Here's the next big one, contacts. Every single business card I have goes into my Google Contacts. And it's on my cell phone. And so I don't look for business cards. I don't manage an old school Rolodex. It's all in my Google Contacts. And then the other big one is telephone, Google Voice. My business phone line is a Google Voice phone line. Not everybody can't get one today, but Google Voice is a part of Gmail and of Google Workspace. If you can get a phone number, it's a really cool, internet-based phone number. Kelly?
You said you have all your Google contacts in your phone. Do you put them all on one of your emails, or do you have different ones set on different emails do you understand my question?
My contacts are in my Google Contacts. They're accessible from when I'm in my Gmail on my desktop, and those contacts are accessible in my cell phone. I have the ability from within my Gmail on the desktop and from the Gmail on my cell phone to send emails from different email addresses, but I can always get to my Google Contacts no matter which email address I'm using to send messages.
Well, I have one that's Kelly W. Jones NSA for notary signing agent and one for Kelly W. Jones notary, because they're two different functions for me.
Yep.
Because I don't want my loan packages to come to my notary.
Yep.
So when I have my calendar, for example, I can only open my calendar in notary.
Hang tight, I'm going to show you some magic.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I'm going to show you some
magic.
magic.
I just want to make sure
Yeah. So I don't remind me to make sure we talk about it when we go live. But so these are the 5 big ones, but that's not all of them. There's a whole lot more. So of tools you can use. This is another really powerful part of Google Workspace, collaboration. I have Google Sheets, which are basically spreadsheets. Not basically, they are spreadsheets that I share with my business partner /wife. I have Google Sheets that I share with my other business partner I do a weekly show. We have 3 sheets that we use. So we're sharing. I don't send emails with spreadsheets. That is old school. Stop sending emails with spreadsheets. Share the sheet, and they can go look at exactly the same sheet you're looking at, and you change data or they change data. It happens live. I've also integrated my Google Workspace with Calendly. If you schedule time to meet me, you're going to schedule it through a Calendly link. I've integrated Zoom with my Google Calendar. So when I set up a Google Calendar, whether it's done through Calendly or directly in Google Calendars, I can schedule a Zoom meeting. And I use my Google account login for lots of other business-related sites. There's lots of tools nowadays will let you sign into their tools with either a Facebook sign-in, not for me, or a Google sign-in, and I use my Google sign-in only for business-related sites. So really makes it easy for me to manage this. And by the way, there's another tool I may or may not speak about it that I use. I use LastPass, LASTPASS, to manage all of my passwords. Every single password is different. There are no duplicated passwords. And I have LastPass integrated into Google Chrome so I can get to my passwords and LastPass on my cell phone. So, cloud-based. It's all on my cell phone. It's all on my iPad. It's all on this MacBook. It's all on my MacBook Air downstairs. I can lose any one of my devices, and the only thing that's going to happen is my wife is going to beat me for losing an expensive device, but I'll never lose my data. And if I lose a device, I can log in or just go to another device, go to my Google account, and I can clear the login. So if I stayed logged in here to Google from my desktop, I can log this out so that I don't jeopardize my data by someone else getting to it through a lost device. 100% accessible anywhere in the world. I show up at Suzanne's office. I get on her computers. I log into my Gmail, and I have everything I want to have. I log into my Google. I have everything I want to have. Just remember, if you log in on someone else's device, you must log back off. Otherwise, you jeopardize somebody getting into your stuff. I'm comfortable with the privacy. I'm comfortable with the security. It all works well for me. I use my Google Chrome. I have my Google Chrome here. I'll show it to you right here. So I go to my Google Chrome. It's this one right here. Not the anonymous high school. That's a test I'm doing. That's not the right one. Give me a second. My recordings? Yes. So if you look at my Google Chrome, I have way too many tabs open, so please don't snort at me. I know I do. I got to close a bunch down. My rule was to try to have no more than 17 open. But when I turn my Google Chrome on, it opens my Gmail, my Drive, my calendar, my contacts, and for me, LinkedIn and Sales Navigator and Voice. Those are the ones without the X's. I open up these manually when I come in. But look at all that crap open. But I open all of these automatically when I turn my Chrome browser on. And so it makes it really easy for me to get access to all of my Google stuff and the moment my Chrome opens up. And furthermore, I use a thing called Profiles. Look over here. You can see the picture. I use a thing called Profiles. So I have a bunch of other accounts that I have to manage and use. I don't open those all up in one browser. I create profiles so I can log into, my testing account, my Score Volunteer account, my teddyburris.com, my NC Wiseman. There's my personal Gmail, my business Gmail. I don't know what those two are doing there. So I can go to all of these from one browser, but in different windows. Kelly, question?
Sorry. Will you show us how to do the Chrome when you open your Chrome for that to come up?
No. Oh,
No.
yes, ma'am. It's really easy. What you do is you open your browser. You open your browser and then you pin these. So let's say I want to include that. You have to right click on it and pin it.
Okay.
So you right click on the tabs that you want open all the time: Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Contacts. You right click and you pin them. And then when you pin them, what you do, typically, there is a snafu that doesn't work all the time, but typically when you close Chrome down and you open Chrome back up, it opens it up with those pinned tabs.
Perfect.
So
Thank you.
basically, all you got to do is pin it. Right click, pin. And then again, when you close it down and open it back up, it typically will open it back up with those pinned tabs. It's really pretty easy to do. So let me go back to the conversation here. I actually have a YouTube video on it as well. I might get that YouTube video. How to pin tabs. So, yeah, I mean, really, pin them is the magic for making your browser work. And log into your browser. You must log into your Chrome browser. If you're using Google Workspace, log into your browser. So, hey, now I told you I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on a PowerPoint. So let's go ahead and go live. And so I do this from my Gmail, so you don't see all my stupid business email messages. I have a test account. You can see I'm logged in right here. See the B? So I'm logged in as burrisconsulting@gmail.com. And you can see up top here is the B for the profile. This is the profile I'm in, and there's the other profiles. So when you log into Chrome, it will ask you if you want to save a profile, and then you can always add another profile, and you have different accounts. And then when you have profiles, like I said earlier, you can say, okay, I want to go to which profile? What do I want to do? Do I want to work on, my business? I want to work on my volunteer? Do I want to work on my training? Whatever it is. And so email is really easy. I mean, hey, let me do this. Do me a favor. Everybody use the chat box and just tell me yes or no if you're using Google or Gmail today for business. Just drop it in the chat and tell me yes or no. Tammy's using it. Suzanne's using it. Kelly's like, whoop, whoop. She's using it. Dawn's using it. Jay, Janice, Desiree, are you guys using Google Workspace or Gmail for business? So Jay's like, no. What are you using then, Jay? Are you a Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Exchange? 365. 365 is a good system. I mean, it's very comparable. I actually have a 365 account as well. I just don't use it for business. So, and it costs about the same bucks. It's about $6 a head. So, let's email. Email is really powerful. Everybody knows how to send and receive emails. I don't need to get into telling you that. Tasha's thinking about starting a business. Go Google Workspace, lady. I can tell you. There's no magic to send and receiving emails. I mean, there's some things you can do. And maybe you don't know. There's a schedule to send later when you write your email. Let me make this bigger. Come back here. I said make you bigger, not hide. You can come down here and when you write your email, send it later. You can attach files. You can attach, links. You can attach documents from your Google Drive. So it's really, really pretty feature rich as far as creating the emails. It's all HTML format. So, I can go insert a picture and go get a lovely picture of my buddy here and insert that right into the document. And so as well as I can attach it. So from an email perspective, it is pretty feature rich for creating email. Additionally, go ahead.
I love the scheduling. I send my staff kind of a motivational email every Monday morning.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets a little crazy during the week. So I actually try to schedule out 2 or 3 weeks ahead. So that way I always have it ready to go. So I love that feature.
Can't hear you. You're muted. Okay.
When I mute my microphone, it mutes it on the system. I'm sorry. Search is really, really powerful. I love the search tool. I mean, remember, this is Google. So who's going to build a better email search than Google? Okay, my 365 guy is going to say Bing, but you just come up in here and you type any word. I can find any word, Puerto Rico, PUERTORICO. Okay, and there's all the emails that have the word Puerto Rico in it. I mean, it is fast too, because it's not on my computer, it's in the cloud. And so, and this is Gmail. I'm not in Google Workspace, even though I will tell you if there's a difference. There's no difference, as far as the search power. There's also no difference as far as the filtering. So I can say, find all the emails I get, and I can create a filter. And I can say, every time I get an email that has the word Puerto Rico in it, I can say, skip it. Or I can say, mark it as red. I can put it on a label and move it somewhere else in basically another folder if I want to. I can also forward it to someone and say, I want to forward that to somebody else. You have to create up the forwarding addresses, which means you have to get permission to put someone's email address in your system to forward it to them. It's pretty easy to do as long as you are doing it right. I can delete it. I can never send it to spam. If I know that every now and then it comes in as spam, I can say, don't do it. Put it in different categories I want to. So I can get every email. I do this every time. The emails that come into my business for me, I say skip the box and forward them to my wife. I don't need to get the financial, pay this bill, this is charged to the credit card. All that goes to my wife. And if something I did wrong, she'll come back and tell me about it. So same thing of invoicing. If Suzanne sends me an email about an invoice, that automatically goes to for the most part, automatically goes to my wife. There may be other emails you get on a regular basis that all you do is send them to someone else. Set up forwarding. You never have to touch it again. Now, I'm not saying I get rid of it. And I may also want to mark it as red. I can mark it as red and skip the inbox or leave it in the inbox, but I want someone else to take care of it. I love filters. I got a dozen of them on my business account that I use. There's some other things that, you can have labels. You can use categories. Here's labels. So I can say I want to take this email that's about banana farmers here. And I can say, you know what, this doesn't belong in my inbox. I can say right here, where's the box? Move it, label it. I can put it in bananas and apply. And once it's in bananas, I can archive it and it's no longer in my inbox. And but it's still, I typically do not delete most email messages. I delete the ones that are garbage. Really need to understand that when you look at your email, that email is always this way. First and foremost, everything is in all mail. Let me repeat, everything is in all mail except for spam and trash. Everything that's in all mail is either in your inbox or not. Okay? If it's not in your inbox and it's not spam or trash, it's in all mail. So you got to picture this big bucket with little teeny buckets in there. There's a inbox bucket. There's a draft bucket. And these are just flagging, but everything's in all mail. If you ever lose a message, click on all mail and search in here. If you don't find it in here, then it's definitely going to be under spam or under trash, or you've already removed it and made it go away. So, but really feature rich, and I love the email. And so let's talk about contacts. Contacts. Every email address I get, I put them in contacts. I can label contacts if I want to. If I want to say, I want Betty Boop and Bill Adams, I want to label them, I can put them in a particular group. And so I can label them as the weekly message group and apply that. And so now I have over in the weekly message group all these people who are there. This is really cool. So I can select them all. Where's the select all button? Select all. And then I can send an email. Look at that. It's going to create an email and send it to all of them. I don't need to go hunt down email addresses. It's going to do it automatically because I say this group gets my weekly email. So again, select. I don't know why I have to select one. Then you say select all, and you can email them, or you can merge them, but that won't be appropriate. Then the other actions you have is to print out the list, export it, hide them, delete them, whatever. But this is pretty powerful. You know, I think that Tammy said she has a weekly email that goes out to people. Instead of just selecting every email message, put them all in one group and get them that way. So, contacts are feature rich, full stuff. Oh, look, I can put pictures. So when I edit this, I mean, there's lots of fields in here that I can use, show more with even more fields. You know what? But I have this extra piece of information I want to use. Look at this. I can add a, see, custom field. I can add a new custom field. I can give it some data, and then I have another way of, let's say I want to, you know, keep track of all the gray-haired men or all the red-headed women. I can put red-haired or gray-haired there or whatever, and put custom fields in my contacts. So, and I guess it does do a field name. Let's say custom field, redhead. Oh, red hair, color of hair. So you can create custom fields. Love contacts. Again, it's on my cell phone. And by the way, on my cell phone, I have 4 different Google Workspace accounts. And so I merge all the contacts into one contact display. And I turn off the calendars for all but one, my primary calendar, and I can get to any of the email accounts through my cell phone. I don't use the Google app. I use my cell phone. So, Drive. Oh my golly, I could be here forever. There's so much that you can do in Drive. First of all, you can create, you click new. Not only can you create a new doc, a new sheet, a new slide, new form, new whatever, but I can create a new folder. And so you can see I've got folders for class videos, Google Doc stuff, Google Form stuff, Google Sheet stuff, and the little icon there means I'm sharing it, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, I can also, if I want to have a whole bunch of files or a group of files or a single file on my computer, it's maybe a Word doc or PowerPoint or whatever, I can upload those into my Google Drive. You can store almost any type of file in your Google Drive. Now, if you upload an Excel, a Word, a PowerPoint, maybe some other forms, you can convert those to Google Docs. You don't have to, but you can. And the way you do that is you got this little sprocket over here, and you do settings. And right there, convert uploaded files to Google Doc. So if you want to upload some files that you don't want to convert, you got to undo that, hit done. Upload those files that you don't want to convert, and then come back and set that to convert for the next time. Maybe you do want to. I recommend, unless there's some compelling reason to leave it as Excel or Word, that you convert them to Google Docs. Because you can always take this Google Doc. I can take this document right here, and I can take that document, a dodgy Google document, and I can right click, and I can, where is it? Where's download? Download. And it will it downloads as Word. It converts to Word automatically. So you can convert any document from Word to Google, Excel to Google, and vice versa when you save it. Questions, thoughts? Oh, you're muted, question. Kelly.
It's kind of on this. I do professional resumes, and I use Word documents. I've never thought of using Google Docs. How do you feel about the comparison of those for professional resumes?
So I'm also a career coach, and I spend a little bit of time doing resumes. I don't like doing it, so I don't do a lot. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, you know, it makes no difference. Here's my document. I have the ability to do everything in here for the most part you can do in Word. And as long as your style of resumes is not highly graphical or, you know,
I don't use any of the big text boxes or anything fancy, because that doesn't filter right into the searches anyways. You know, the new automatic
applicant tracking system stuff. Yeah. I would recommend you just put it in Google Docs, and you could do 2 things. Number one is, let's say you're working on this resume, you know, for Teddy. Okay. and you want Teddy to see what you're doing, you can, write a file, click on File, Share, or you can just go over here and hit Share, and I can say I want to make it anyone with the link, copy the link, and then I can go send an email to Teddy. I have to hit Done. Then I can go send an email to Teddy and say, Teddy, look at this document. Right here, just compose an email. I'm going to send it to myself, Burris Consulting @gmail.com. Check this out. And then I hit send. And Teddy's going to get this email. Boom, there it is right there. And when he clicks on that, I don't care where he is. Open up in the incognito window. He doesn't need to be logged in. There's his resume. And you can say, hey, Teddy, do you see a problem with this? Is it good to go? Are you happy? Good. All right, man. And then,
It's a lot more versatile.
And then you can say it again.
A lot more versatile. I can see a huge benefit.
And then once he says it's good to go, you can then say, all right, dude, here it is. Download as a Word document. If he wants a Word document or a PDF. So, yeah.
Well, a lot of times I've given them their resume in Word, and they would call and say, well, I opened it on my phone and it didn't turn out right. Have you opened it in Google Docs? I was like, no, I hadn't. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, from a collaboration perspective, this is powerful. There's no longer do you send spreadsheets and Word documents back and forth. Just look at it here. If you like it, then I'll save it for you. And by the way, when you share it with somebody who has an email address. If I share it with TL Burris at Burris Consulting and make him an editor, okay, or I can make him a commenter and say, dude, look at this. And then when he gets that email, when he gets that email right here, I'm on the wrong tab. Let me just open up another one. So I just sent an email to Teddy Burris at a different company. Refresh. There it is right there. There's the document. Come on.
Nice. And
I can open it up because I'm a commenter, and so I can make him an editor as well. And I can highlight this, and I can do a comment, and I can go, oh my God, no way. And then hit a comment. And then when he's done doing that, let me close this down, go back to where I was. And look, I'm back to
wow.
Teddy commented on it. I mean, this is really powerful stuff if you want to collaborate. It's all about collaboration is what this is all about.
Kind of sounds a little bit she was talking about with her church, isn't it, maybe?
Yeah.
Tammy.
Let me go to Sheets next, okay? So we just talked about documents. Let's go to Sheets. I'm going to go to Forms. Let's start with Sheets. Sheets is really pretty easy. Oh, wrong one. And there's no magic with Sheets. I mean, I use Sheets all the time. Go to Responses. I'm just opening up a sheet. It's just like Excel. There's really not much different. And by the way, there's some really sophisticated tools you can do that you can attach to called extensions. There's some really cool magic, but it's just a spreadsheet. And you can have sub-spreadsheets just like Excel. No different. And you write formulas the same way. So if you're using Excel, I mean, anybody using pivot tables? Most people don't. And that's a very basic sophistication on Excel. And I got pivot tables here. So in exactly the same way, I can create a spreadsheet. I can share it. I can share it directly with someone if I want to send it directly. Anyone with the link can get it so they can view it. I would not do this, but you can say anyone with the link can be an editor. Do not do that. That's too dangerous.
What about charts? Are charts about the same here?
Say it again.
Charts, using charts and sheets.
Oh my golly! I do charts all the time. Let me go to TL Burris. Let me go to Drive. Where is here? KPI review, KPI report. So I got, here's a hunk of data I get. I've been managing this data for a couple years, but check this out. Charts. All
Cool.
kinds of charts.
Okay.
17 different ways from Sunday. Whatever the heck that means. Tammy said something about collecting data from people. So this is a Google form. So let me go to another one. I got a better one that might be. Where's my Google Sheet, Drive? Go to Forms. This is a stupid one I got. Anonymous high school confession page. So I'm collecting information. I got a form and I make it public. I collect whatever information I want to collect, and I can edit this. I can add more. It basically are questions that I ask people to fill out. Why did you show up here? Who endorsed, recommended you? Who referred you? Whatever the questions are you collect on that form, you do, Tammy. Then they respond to it, and when they respond to it, look what it does. It creates a spreadsheet. Now, the only thing you cannot do on this spreadsheet is you cannot change anything here, because this is what's collected. You can't insert a row. You can delete a row, but you can't insert columns in between here, okay? But what you can do is have all this be the collected data, and I always mark this as yellow, which means I can't change that. But then everything over here, I can go, assign to who.
Okay.
I can do, first meeting. Whatever you want over here. And then I can say I assign this to Tammy, and I assign this one to Janice, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The first meeting is today, and the first meeting is going to be, tomorrow. So I make that the 14th, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I can... and then even better than that, check this out. I can share it with a group of people. I will have to teach them not to change this.
Yeah.
But let them edit this stuff right here. There's no way to individually segregate what they can or can't change. And so you could then watch this. I can do a tool and notifications. I can do edit notifications. Anytime a change is made, notify me every day.
Okay.
So when there's an entry to it, I can be notified there's an entry to it. I can save that. So I'll get an email that says there's a new entry. And then what I can do is I can forward that on to Tammy or Janice or whoever. Lots of ways you can do that. So
let me ask you, if we have that form set up that way and say the receptionist is entering the information on the form, but the other case managers, would they just have the responses opened up?
So you would teach them only to look at the responses spreadsheet.
Okay,
That's
so
all they have to look at.
The responses would update as she entered more information throughout the day?
As I put a new one in here, you can see right there, let me go back to it. Right here, it's only got 14 records, but live, I put email address, and live I put, nope, select that, nope, select that, nope, select that. And then when I hit submit, look over here. Boom.
Ah, that's what I need. Thank you.
I gotta color that yellow because it didn't color it yellow. This is live. This is absolutely live. So if I'm looking at it and the receptionist is putting data, boom, I'm gonna see that show up.
Okay.
So
now, if we're going to use that every day, do I need to set a new form up every day, or just go out there and pull everything off at the end of the day?
Ask that question again, Tammy, please.
This would be a daily process. And, everything that's done today, we start clean tomorrow. So would I need to set up maybe one for Monday, one for Tuesday, and then just at the end of the week? clean all the responses out, or how would that best work?
So what I would do is this. I would collect all the data. I wouldn't start with thinking you need to segregate it. Collect all the data, and then you can always sort it. I mean, you can always sort this data, and let's say it's all been assigned, everything's been assigned, or a lot has been assigned, then I can sort this and say, sort this by A to Z, and I can see all the ones that are assigned here, or I could sort it the other way around, hit the down arrow here, and sort it the other way. I'm missing something here. There's a way to do this. It says unassigned. So I can have unassigned, and then I can say equals is blank. This is a basic formula. J2. And then I can do this. And I can say, hey, I want to see what's unassigned. I can sort that by Z to A, and these are all unassigned.
Okay.
It's Spreadsheet Magic, which is, once you learn how to write formulas, no magic. So I can look and say, I want to see all the ones that are assigned. Sort it the other way around. Ooh, other way around, Teddy. A to Z, and these are all assigned.
Awesome.
So, but again, the data comes in through the form.
Yep.
So this could be what you're looking for. What did I not touch on? What questions did I not touch on, or thoughts do you have about Google Workspace that I can answer for you? Oh, show you something real quick, Tammy. Check this out. You just had me trash my stuff, woman. I just trashed it all. But check this out. Version history. See version history. Put it back to 10:02. Restore. So I just fixed it. It's got version history in here. Documents, forms, sheets, slides has version history. So if I trash it, I can always revert back.
How long does that version history stay till you close it?
No. That was yesterday's. I mean, I can go back to last week. Where's history? I lost it again. Version history. You can actually mark it. You can give it a name, and so you won't lose it. But this goes back to 2021, probably when I created it.
I really need that.
All right. What questions did I not answer for you, ladies and gentlemen?
Something about so if I have an email that I want to, like, you and I have a conversation via email, and I want to meet with you on Friday about this email. I want to put this email into my calendar. Is there a way to do that?
So I have the ability to add it to task. And then
maybe a different way to ask, is there a way in calendar to put an attachment? Maybe that's a better way to ask.
Well, the answer to that is absolutely yes. So I can go to a calendar. I actually didn't talk about calendars yet, did I? So I can do a calendar entry. And by the way, I always click on that. I always do more options, which makes the box bigger. I can give it a name. Okay. By the way, I'm pretty purposeful about my name. I put TLB. I always do TLB with. If I do TLB, then I know I'm meeting somebody. So TLB, with Tammy. And I always do it proper. And you can choose your date range or time pretty easy. Mark it, repeat pretty easily. I think I have Zoom integrated, so I can do Zoom. I can put the location, the address of all. So if I put, 120 McGee Court, Advance, then it's going to actually bring up the address. Okay. And then where's my guest? I lost my guest button.
I always use location because a lot of mine's are at places. And it'll tell me when I need to leave my house so I can get there on time.
Yep. And so I can, I can invite people to it. I can let them do, modify it. I can decide which calendar I want it on. Now in your Google calendar, you have your main calendar, and you can have what's called secondary calendars. So you can have other calendars within your Google Calendar. I can decide which calendar I want to have it on. I can give it a color. I want to give it a color, give it information here. And check this out. I can go get an attachment. So I can go get, if I want to, I can go get this spreadsheet and put that spreadsheet in. Notice I didn't put a spreadsheet. I put a link to a Google Sheet. So as this is changing, it'll update here as well. And I can add another one. I can, if I want to, I can go get a document, go get an upload. I can go find, something directly. I had a really cool image earlier. Here's Mayor Allen Joins. I can put his image in there as well. And what I didn't see that you asked for is an email. Hang on 1 second. Maybe I have something else. I don't. Shoot. I want to be able to send this email with it, and I just don't see that functionality exactly like you're talking about. The 3 dots, everything's under, it's either across the top up here or it's on these 3 dots.
I can't think of the circumstance right now, but I promise it's a good reason that I wanted to do an email in the calendar. I can't remember what the circumstance was. But it was something where I felt like if I had the email in the calendar.
Oh my God, check this out. I missed it. Oh my God, check this out. I missed it. Screw that. Let's go do it another. Check this. I missed it. So let's say I got this email from you and you want to do a calendar event. 3 dots, create event. And there's the freaking email.
Boom.
Okay.
I knew if anybody could do it, you could.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's it.
It is. You've got the email information right down there at the bottom, right? That was your
Hang
email.
on, I'm gonna find out. How did I save? Oh, that is actually the meat of the email. Check this out. Yeah, that's the meat of the email. So there it is in my calendar. Check this out. And when I was creating that, I could just as easily invited somebody to it. So I missed it. Thank you for making me look harder. The 3 dots. I told you everything under the 3 dots. Create an event. Let me go. Let me go check one more thing.
You and got all excited.
One more thing. Business. Email. 3 dots. Boom, waka waka. Create an event. It's in Gmail and Google Workspace. So, all right. Back to the question at hand. What did I not share that you wanted me to share with you?
Just a tip on Calendly.
I live and die by Calendly. I have to go back to my business one. Which one is it? Is it this one here? No, it must be this one. This is my business. Yeah. So Calendly is absolutely critical to my business world. So in Calendly, I can log in. Come on. Sign in to I don't know what that is. Next. So I also use LastPass, and I'm screwing up. I'm sorry. For some reason or other, it's not doing. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. I'm in the wrong place. Get rid of that. I got to go to my business, and I can't wonder where my business is. Is this the business one? I need to go to this profile. Tealverse. This is it right here. So and this is the one I have Calendly on. This is one of the problems of having 7 different profiles in Google Chrome. My account, I say to you. So now I'm in Calendly. So Calendly, I create an event. You create basically an event. And when you create that event, I'm going to edit it to show it to you. You give it a name. You give it a description. You give it a short code. You then decide, okay, when can people schedule? They can make a schedule based on whatever you want. You put buffer before, buffer after, so that your events don't butt up against each other. You can ask multiple questions. By default, it's going to ask for the name and email. That's a given. What's your firm's name? You can ask other questions. You can ask all kinds of questions. Then you can say, all right, I want to send it to them as a calendar invite or an email, whatever. You switch to either email or calendar. And then confirmation page, like, and then you can also collect money. You can also collect money. And then when you do that, this is what's really freaking cool about it, okay? When you do that, when they go to schedule with you, I can do right click, open in a new incognito window. This is what they get. I think I deleted this one. Did I? No. So I can say schedule on the 19th at 4 o'clock. Confirm. This is somebody getting on my calendar. Lee Burris. Lee at burrisconsulting.com. I have to have a legitimate email address. I can add more guests. I want to do marketing or social media. I need to know your phone number. I use text expander for this. Send text messages and then schedule the event. Now, there could be other questions. Now they get a calendar event that's going to be sent to them. But look what happened. In my Gmail, I might get 2 messages. Lee Burris scheduled. I got an email saying scheduled. You know what? Better than that. October 19th. Check this out. Go to the 9 dots. Go to calendar. October 19th. October 19th. Where's Lee? 1 hour with Lee Burris. On my calendar. And check this out. He automatically got a Zoom. And all the questions I asked got answered down here. Calendly. Make your calendar easy.
I don't know about you, Tammy, but it's been wonderful for me.
Yeah.
What other questions do anybody have before I sign off?
You might have just converted me from Office. I've always been an Office user, and when I came here, they was using some of the Google Docs, and it's different. But now that I see some of this, I think it's beneficial to put that effort in it to learn the difference. So,
yeah. Jay, Dawn, good to have you on here. Thank you. Tammy, it takes time to learn to use any new tool. I used to be a number 2 pencil guy.
Yeah.
Now I use a $25 Retro 51 pen. And my wife thinks that I have these, but I don't use pencils anymore. But also, more importantly than that, I don't use paper and pencil.
Yeah.
I'm an Evernote guy. I use Evernote for all of my notes. I use Google Docs for all my doc stuff. I scribble on the paper while we're talking, so I make sure I don't forget something. But I do everything through the screen for the most part. You got to practice to get good at it. Suzanne, I'm going to stop recording.
Katie.